Hey YouTube, this is Jonathan and
Nikki,
again,
yeah,
hmm
hi. And we're still talking about Buffy.
we're continuing to talk about Buffy, this time the second season.
Or the first half of the second season.
Yeah.
Like up to episode 11,
Yes, yeah.
Ted. So, everything that comes after, we're not mentioning right now. So.
Because, I mean, well, am I allowed to say that?
Yeah. He's watched up to Innocence at this point, so he's seen the big spoilerific moment of the season, or the first of them, I guess. Not even the first of them, just one of the bigger ones.
But I won't say anything about.
Yeah, so we're not talking about it though. But at this point, he's seen up to Innocence.
I don't know. I mean, I like the season. It doesn't. I can look at this season and see the show slowly getting like more and more polished over time. Like, I like seeing shows run for a long time because you get to look at the beginning and look at the end and just be like, whoa. Brief tangent. Because of the distances between the seasons, Avatar: The Last Airbender was like 5 years long, maybe.
Yeah.
And if you watch, and there are 3 books, there are only 3 seasons.
I think Boondocks is also a really good example of that because their animation cleans up beautifully every time.
Yeah, it's just
because
amazing.
They have like 2 or 3 years between each season.
Yeah. But when you look at book 1, when you look at book 3 is just, it's leagues, like leaps and bounds ahead of it.
What's amazing,
and now Korra looks.
What's amazing about Buffy for me though, in that way, is that season 1 and 2 take place in the same year.
Yeah.
Because season 1 came like earlier in the year, like the spring, and then season 2 started in the fall. So it's the same year, and all of that advancement in just like a few months, really.
Avatar takes place in a year.
No, I don't mean the year chronologically in the show. I mean like the show itself.
Oh. As in when it was running?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It's a big difference.
Really?
Yeah.
What happened in between season 1 and 2 that just made him like...
People started to care.
Okay. And he was like, I have to put in more effort now. I have to like actually...
I meant... You're such a chick. I meant that, like the studios started to pay more attention to the show. They realized, oh, people are actually picking up on this. And it was gaining popularity, and there they decided to not only renew it, but do something extra special, which I'm not sure if shows really did this before Buffy. I read somewhere that Buffy was the first one to really do the mid-season finale thing. I need to look it up. But Buffy got not only 12 episodes, but they got 22 episodes for the second season.
Oh, wait. I know why Ted is the finale.
Why would it be the We were talking about this before we started recording. I have a personal issue with the fact that Ted is the mid-season finale to season 2. None of the seasons after this do this, by the way, because like mid-season finales are always like the big, like
the big thing before the next
cliffhanger or some kind of great reveal or something happens within the mid-season finale. And then season 2 has this great 2-parter, What's My Line, with Kendra and everything being introduced, and this whole issue with Spike where he might be dead and stuff, and then just Ted with the robot guy. I mean, not that Ted is a bad episode. Yeah. It's a great episode.
It's just like, tonally, it seems odd, especially considering
it's
they
more or less a filler.
They reveal something as big as there are. I mean, well, they explain that it's because she died.
She did, yeah.
Which just makes me laugh because she died. And as a Slayer, she's probably going to have opportunities to die again in the future. And so that presents a really interesting loophole that I was excited about the fact that they did that. Because or like in watching the episode where they're just kind of trying to piece together, just like, well, there shouldn't be another Slayer. I mean, the previous they've been sent the next Slayer. The previous Slayer would she have to die, of course.
Yeah.
And they're like, well, yeah, I did die
for like a
for
minute.
just like a minute, and I'm just like,
well, only a little
she
bit.
did die.
That's only a little bit.
People die and come back from being dead all the time. And so there's like a dubious definition of what death is sometimes, and it's racial combo. But she dies and Kendra and all of that. However, okay, hold on, I'll take it back. What I was saying about Ted being the mid-season finale is that Ted is one of those episodes where, I mean, Buffy has been changing the status quo a lot in this season.
Yeah.
A lot of things happen, and it's just like, Jesus Christ, like new Slayers popping up, so and so, and Cordelia.
Spike kind of changing it up from the more ritualistic way that the vampires were doing it before.
Yeah.
Which is, I love that scene with him and the anointed one, the annoying one. Because the anointed one was just doing like nothing.
Yeah.
And it's interesting to me because the master, for all of his talk, for all of his ritual, for all of his tradition was really important to him. Like, nothing really got done.
And also, he was just a vampire who still got killed by a wooden stake.
Yeah.
A big one.
A big one. But...
A big one. But I love that that's what happens. It had to be a big stake. That's the difference.
Also, he left a skeleton behind. Which is in the first
so I guess
episode.
he's that powerful. In Ted, her mom has always been like weird about, like, she knows that Buffy was like a juvenile delinquent. Like, she set fire to places which are apparently full of vampires, but she set she set fire to these places and had to move from one this school to another and blah blah blah. And she sees when the vampires attack the school in that was the first season, right? Where the vampires attack the school. Just like all of them attack. What's his name? Xander leads them. Not Xander. Why did I say Xander? Spike leads them. And he's
season
like,
two.
That's season 2? Where he's
Spike,
don't worry, I'm not going out.
Spike comes up in the third episode of the second season in School Hard.
Yeah.
Which is their Die Hard episode.
That's the episode I'm talking about. Yeah. But like in that episode, she sees how capable.
I just got bored of that ritual shit, and he just like shows up.
She sees how capable her daughter is, and she's like, I mean, I don't know how why you're involved with these gang people, whatever. But mind you, her mom has always been kind of weird, like in the way they characterize her.
I'm so glad that you mentioned that because I specifically want to talk to you about Joyce.
Okay.
Like. I want to talk to you about a bunch of characters that we didn't discuss in the season 1 talk, and I want to talk to you about new characters that were brought up in season 2, and also there's a lot to talk about regarding character development because even in this short space of time, the characters have kind of shifted quite a bit. With Cordelia and Xander and Willow and what's going on with Willow and Giles and Jenny and how they've gotten and just like each individual character and how they've changed. So before we get to characters though, I want you to keep talking. Like in terms of like we talked last time about like your expectations for the next season, and you said you want to see more witches. You did say you want to see more metaphysical stuff, which we didn't really get to see. But you wanted to see more witches, and you got more magic. There was that. And you wanted to see more monsters a week, and we got some more of that too.
I'm trying to remember. Like, when you name them, I remember instantly.
There was Halloween.
Right.
That had Ethan Rain.
The episode was great.
Doing magic, and also the other one with Ethan Rain, Dark Age. The Dark Age, which had Giles.
Yeah, with
explaining
Gangster Giles. I'm sorry. It's one thing for him to just have been some juvenile delinquent practicing the dark arts, you know, in an effort
really,
to get totally stoned, man.
As a juvenile delinquent, at least once.
It's like, it's one thing to say that, but it's another thing for him to just like he instantly, I know he doesn't like Ethan, but he instantly just jumps to violence as the first thing, and that's so un-Giles. Yeah. That I'm just gonna call him Gangster Giles, like gangster with an exclamation mark and no space Giles. Gangster Giles. That's that character, and I like that character.
That character like has a name.
Alright, Ripple. Gangster Giles. It's longer and everything, but I'm gonna say it anyways.
Oh my god. Gangster Giles.
But yeah, there is shows that I like. The shows that I like are good at the development of their characters, even if it's like, because development can be like for beginning of the season to end of the season. There's like a whole heap of like change. A lot of things are different. That happens in Avatar a lot. It doesn't happen in Korra because Korra is the exact same character until like now, where she's disillusioned. But before that, she's been the same character.
At some point, this conversation is just going to derail
into Avatar. Avatar's really good. I guess that's my thing. But at any, just regardless. My favorite shows are really good with their character development. They will make you like, if you miss the first part of the second season, and like you come in seeing like all this stuff that we're not going to talk about, you're just like, no, I know this character.
Yeah, like if you didn't watch the progression from the first half of the season, then everybody's just unrecognizable at the second half.
Because
things have just completely changed.
Everything has actually changed. Different. Everything has changed.
So we didn't discuss some of the characters that were present in season 1 during the season 1 talk. And specifically, I mean like Jenny Calendar, who you apparently love, and Joyce, Buffy's mom, who was there since like the first episode.
Yeah, we never even mentioned her.
We didn't just.
It's not
on her at all.
And it's not like she's a non-character either, because she's a character. It's just she's such an odd combination of supportive and abrasive.
I feel like she's really inconsistently written. That's my specific thing, and I feel like I'm not the only person who notices that, like, at all. But Joyce, some weeks she's just like, nope, you're grounded. At other weeks she's, Buffy, if you ever need someone to talk to, and then she's just like not there for entire episodes.
I think, because I mean, it's one thing to have a parent that will ground you and want to talk to you later. That's fine, but just the fact that
she'll just be like, "I'll go town this weekend."
No, that's not even my thing. That's fine. My thing is just the fact that she's weird about how she responds to things. like sometimes she'll just do parent stuff, and she will ground, and she will try and help and whatever, and she has a knack for saying the wrong thing all the time. Like, she says the thing that is just going to make Buffy upset, and for good reason. Like, I can't think of any specific lines, but imagine if you're just like, I'm not sure about how I feel in this dress, and your mom just goes, "Oh, that's because you're fat, honey," and she's like,
She's not that bad.
no, but that's the thing. She's not insulting, but she says the thing that you know is just not
Not the
okay.
thing to say right now. Yeah.
It's just not the thing to say right now. And she will just constantly make allusions to the fact that Buffy is a delinquent, and that she does who knows what kind of just stuff. And she's like, she can't tell heads or tails of Buffy. She's just like, and I can't remember any off the top of my head to like reference them, but I know that
she does it a lot.
She does it a lot.
Oh right, we haven't gotten to that half yet. She does it specifically a lot in Bad Eggs, which is, I think, like the beginning of the second half.
Okay.
So we haven't, or is it the first half? I don't think it's the first half.
I don't think so.
I am literally gonna look that up right now. Yeah, but she does it a lot in episodes where she specifically needs to punish Buffy in this episode.
Yeah.
And that's kind of irritating to me. That they write her that way specifically because Buffy needs to get in trouble this episode, so let's find a way for her to be in trouble. Yeah, it's the 12th episode, which means it starts out the second half.
Yeah.
So we can't talk about Bad Eggs right now.
But like she's a plot convenience parent, I guess. But like the rest of the time,
she is though.
The rest of the time, she's just inappropriate.
I don't feel like Joyce gets any kind of real characterization until like season 4, which is really unfortunate because
I have a whole season and a half in between now and season 4, and she's in like almost every episode until she
does have some
vanishes.
Great moments before then, but it's just that she's still not. She's mostly just like mom character.
Yeah, but I don't know. She's always weirded me out. Sometimes she's just not there. Like, by not there, I mean not there. Like
not there in the episode? Or
no,
like
I mean like mentally, or not there.
Attention.
Like, it's worse than paying attention. It's like if in School Hard, if your daughter gymnastics her way into the roof and it's like, you guys stay here, I'll handle this. She came in the end of it, she came in and ended up defending Buffy.
Yeah.
And for some reason, what's his name ran?
Spike.
For some reason, Spike ran.
Women.
Yeah, instead of, I'm like, you're a vampire, I don't understand. Are you defeated? She hit you with a shovel. I don't know. I'm done. But
it was an axe.
It was an axe?
It was an axe. It was like a fire hazard axe.
But like she doesn't respond. He runs away. She doesn't respond appropriately to the things that Buffy does. And
she just kind of responds the way that the episode dictates we need mom to respond this episode. And that's it.
But I mean, the problem,
she doesn't seem to have a consistent method of parenting that's like, this is how Joyce acts as a parent.
But it's just that denies her some personhood sometimes. Like, she just doesn't seem like a character sometimes, because it's like, what are you doing? She will have the same furrowed eyebrow like kind of quizzical expression on her face, like, Buffy, what's going on? Like, what's like? Well, I didn't expect this to happen, but and it's just like
I feel like the closest
your
that
daughter
she
just
gets to
fought
having
off
a
a
kind
bunch
of
of.
like characterization or development in season 1 or 2. At this point, like where we've reached, like I feel like the closest that we get to that is with Ted, where she's just dating this random guy and she's like reacting to Buffy, and it's just like it's still not really any kind of characterization because that's not even coming from her.
Yeah, because she's like hypnotized. Yeah, everything's like, don't you worry, everything's gonna be all right. Everything's fine. Willow's just like, give me that thing. This is cookie, isn't it? Figured it out. I'm a genius. Willow's such a genius. Anyways, let's not talk about Willow. We're talking about Joyce. Yes. I don't know, man. Buffy kills her boyfriend. Buffy, before she finds out, well, she doesn't even find out that he's a robot, fine. But before she finds out that this guy is not who he says he is her boyfriend, and she loves him. And Buffy killed him. She was kung fu fighting him, to which her mother's just like, what, like she's just like, oh, you guys are, Buffy, what are you doing? And it's like, if your daughter that you gave birth to is beating up, like, with precision, by the way, beating up a middle-aged man who's twice her height,
than her, yeah.
Like twice her, just like everything, and she's going like beating him. She knows what she's doing, and then she kicks him, and he falls down the stairs, breaks his neck. He's dead.
Yeah.
And she just goes,
the cops come and everything.
She's just like, I don't.
You killed him.
I don't know. Yeah, she's just like, no. Remember eyebrows. She puts her finger to the point, drops his hand. You killed him, and I'm just like, your daughter just killed a human being, let alone the person that you love. Could you react?
It's an odd acting choice for me, but generally I like the way that she's portrayed more. That one scene though always gets me because I'm just like, there's not much reaction there. Is it supposed to be she's stunned? So yeah, like maybe she's just
dull
so
surprise.
She's like, I don't know how to even. He's dead.
It doesn't come off well.
It doesn't.
It's like tangent. It's like you've never watched Arrow before, but
but you've told me
I've spoken to you about Arrow.
Acting is sometimes really terrible,
and how the main character is just like
emotional,
like same expression. Like when he's happy, when he's sad, when he's angry, he will like growl through gritted teeth, fine. But that's like generic angry. But he's just like when he's angry, when he's happy, when he's sad, when he's horny, it doesn't matter. He has like the same. And like people will, the reason why I bring it up is because people will make the argument that, yeah, but he was on this island for 5 years and all of this crazy stuff happened. All of this stuff happened, and he came back tortured and hardened and his outlook on life has changed and he doesn't know how to interact with people anymore. And I'm like, sure.
Yeah, but it's just like you have to be able to portray the nuances of that.
Yeah, that's the problem, that there are nuances.
There's subtleties behind this stuff. You
it's
can't
not
just go,
no.
I'm shocked and I'm stunned.
It's not
this
just
is me, shocked and stunned. There has to be a reaction underneath that blankness, and I think that's what a lot of people don't get.
His eyes are lifeless, but not in a good way. But it's just the same thing applies here, where sometimes her reactions are just like, she just has like non-reactions to things that she should really be.
I think that's partly because Joyce doesn't have a real character.
Yeah,
which is non-character.
Which is gross. I don't think you should do that. It's like when you have a show who has characters that are that good.
Mm-hmm.
And this character is a recurring character.
It shows that she hasn't.
I don't know any other recurring character who, besides Drusilla.
I think Drew has a lot of character.
No, I'm sure she does. It's just.
I mean, I don't just mean with the context that I have coming past everything. I mean, like, even as I was watching season 2, I was really drawn in by Drew.
I don't know. I don't know if it's the delivery. I'm not sure, but there's this like faux. I don't know what the term is. I don't remember. But she's like very. She's almost like she's not always there. Like, I mean, well, no, this is the character. It's not This isn't a bad thing. She's not always there. She's very hippie-like, kind of, for lack of a better word.
Well, I mean, the idea behind Drusilla is that she's
mad.
Yeah, that she's been driven insane by Angelus and everything. So she talks in riddles, and she has a childish kind of lilting voice, and she's very the word that's coming to mind is wispy.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if that's what I'm looking for.
But she is, if wispy was not a word, it would still be a good explanation for the kind of thing that she does. Because she's, she's like, I don't know. Mind you, that made me more excited for Something Longer Part 2.
What's My Line?
What's My Line?
Yeah.
They made me way more excited for when she's back to full strength and she just picks up Spike. She just picks up Spike and just walks out, and like when you see her next, she's all covered in black, and I'm just like, yes, I like this. I think this is cool. But generally, I just like all of the characters on this show, except for Xander, who I hate. But at least I have like.
Better this season? Because I mean, all right. Before we get your face is so funny. Before we get to Xander, Jenny. We didn't get to talk about Jenny last season, even though she was introduced last season.
And I spoke about technopaganism briefly, but I didn't even talk about Jenny. I love Jenny. I like how she is the balance to Giles in every way.
She's just as smart as he is.
And she's in tune with all of this mystical stuff just like he is, but gets it from a completely different source, and it's just as valid. And she's smart and she's quick. She's so quick. But I mean, most of the characters are, but at least Buffy will say like a stupid line every now and then. Like she'll just say something that fails.
Yeah. Jenny just like
and so is Xander, but Jenny's just always like, everything. Oh well. I mean, sure if you wanna. Like she's on point generally all of the time, and she's funny, and I think the relationship between her and Giles is the cutest thing. They're so cute, and I got so sad when because of stupid Ethan Rain and Egon and
Ethan Rain just like ruins everything.
I don't know anything about him, but he seems like
But he just comes into town and just fucks shit up every time he's there. Every episode that we see Ethan Rain in, he just comes into town and just fucks shit up. Sometimes he just leaves. He just comes in, fucks shit up, leaves.
Hey guys, what's up?
What are you?
Gangster Giles
Just grabs him
by the.
Oh god.
So many fan
fics. Such a great episode.
Because I just see like him grimacing for the pay, and I'm just like,
this is it. This is where the Giles Ethan Rain fanfics began. Right here. This moment.
Here. I'm honored. I'm honored to view this moment for the first time. This is where it all started. But Jenny.
Yeah, Jenny.
And you see her less in this season.
Yeah, kind. Well, no,
kind of.
It's just really like less so much as it's more noticeable because there's more episodes.
Yeah. She is just. She will just be missing from like a series of episodes, and then Giles will come and check up on her. It's like I just want to do. I just want to make sure.
I got really sad right? That one episode. It was a couple episodes after the Aegon thing had happened, and she's just like, Giles, I got possessed by a demon. I'm not really into that shit. I kind of need some space. Just back off for a minute. I was just like, no.
Just like stop.
Please.
She could. Yeah, you guys can like help. Yes, and like. He can like
because it's really
he can be like
his fault.
Yes, well, I mean, of course, Damon's in that. He can help or something. Please stay together, you guys. Please.
They're so sweet together.
They're really sweet together. They're great. I love everything about. I love everything about how they interact. I love even when like they're not enjoying that like. Giles is just like monster trucks. Ugh. And first thing that's
you think stupid. Ripper would love monster trucks?
I don't know anything about and the techno-paganism thing was not explored further, but something happens after the halfway point. So I can't talk about it.
Does that make up for less paganism for you?
No, because I'm like.
Alright, we'll talk about that.
Yeah, we'll talk about that thing. But
after you get to the full finale of the season.
But she doesn't really. I need her to be performing the same thing, the same role that Giles is doing. Only through a computer. Yeah. I need her to be jacked in, and I need her to do some computer magic. Like, I need Giles to be incapacitated.
I'm sorry.
She's jacked in. I need Giles to be incapacitated, and I need her to go, well, I have this spell program that I can use that can seal the demon. And then she's just like, I just need to.
This great idea, and they don't explore it enough.
No, they don't. They just say the word, and then after that, it's just like, I don't.
There's this really cool concept that you're never gonna find anywhere else. We're gonna tell you nothing about it. So, yeah, not enough is touched on with the paganism, the techno-paganism. It's really sad. Fortunately, we do get a lot of interesting concepts to come onto Buffy, like regarding magic. That kind of make up for it, but it's still pretty unfortunate because I feel like the other interesting Buffy concepts are things that could have been done in other shows. Techno-paganism is something that I haven't heard of anywhere else.
Yeah.
And they don't do enough with it. They just don't really do much of anything with it, unfortunately. And I'm spoiling that for you from now because I don't want you to like
get my hopes up. Yeah, I expect there to be more techno-paganism in the future, and it's just like, no, I don't want you to.
Not even.
I care about you too much.